Welcome back to That Dead Guy. It is Friday the 13th. Ooh, May the 13th, 2022. And it's gorgeous out. It's been a beautiful week here all week. It's been, mid-20s most days. It's 26, I think, today. And as a result, the plant life is doing really well. And I'm going to show you a bit about that before we get into all the postcards and all that sort of fun stuff. So let's flip this around so you people are asking about the tulips. Look at those guys. These are my tulips that pop up randomly. So as you can see, I've been doing some yard work. So I've got that. I've got a couple tulips up here. I've got some smushed tulips that came up underneath boards that were lying there. I have these tulips over here. If I can get around the corner here. So he's not quite out yet, but he's in amongst all the kiwis that are already starting to get leaves on them. The grapevines are starting to get leaves on them. And look at all the forget-me-nots. I've got a lawn full of forget-me-nots. And a few dandelions in there too. But that's part and parcel of having this lawn. As you can see here, across my front lawn, lots more forget-me-nots. I don't mind these purple flowers, and they only last a little while, so I'll enjoy them while they're here. In Moncton, we have what's called No Mow May, which means they don't want you to mow the lawn to help the bees. So that's all right. I don't have the best lawn anyways. I have a lot of work I need to do in here. I put seeds down every year, and it doesn't seem to grow, or it grows just for a little while and then it dies off. I have too much shade, I think, in this section. So here are my other tulips. They're still working their way up, but there is a head on that one now. We might see something soon. More forget-me-nots. I'm seeing leaves starting up on my bushes all over the place. We are seeing signs. We got all sorts of new growth coming up now here. So we will see new things happening there. Because of the nice weather, I went around and raked up a bit. I still have more to do, but got the first stage coming through. Stuff cleaned up. I've got my fire pit here. I need to get my permit for that because Moncton recently introduced the fact that if you have a fire pit in the city, you have to apply for a permit. It's good for 2 years. It's only $10. You got to make sure that it's 10 feet from all the different things, which mine are. There's my stack of wood I have for it. Boxwood plants back here. Got nice growth. They seem to be doing okay. We'll see how much they grow. I just planted these last year. That's why they're so small. I've got to put my lanterns back up again. If you remember those. Here on the pear tree, I've got leaf buds happening. Here we've got a raspberry shoot going up. And more over here, more raspberry shoots. Little buds on the grapes back here. So they're starting. Lots of strawberry plants. We've got rhubarb up already. I've got some greenery on the apple tree and greenery on the faux cherry tree, I guess. It has cherries. It does put berries. Same with that one there. This is a Japanese maple, so the leaves haven't really started too much there. You can see a little bit starting. Japanese maple leaves. And we'll come back down this side again. We can see the black currants have leaves started. Lots of fruit planted here. Love it. You can walk around in the summer and just eat your way around. High bush blueberries. I walked right by those. But these are high bush blueberries. So they've got greenery all on them. I did have blackberries, but they didn't seem to go very well. These are rose bushes that are Not so great right now. You can see down here though, the bleeding hearts have popped up. You can see them through all the grapevines there. There are some bleeding hearts. And that's it. We're back to our tulips that I was so excited to finally see. All right. With that, you can see the mailbox. Let's go see what I got. All right, we're gonna film this video outside. It's just a beautiful day and can't be inside. So you get the birds chirping in the background. It's 27, 28 degrees, just gorgeous. I'm glad to be outside filming a video again. And you get a bit of the grapevines, or the kiwis, not kiwis, raspberries in the background there too. So thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting, and especially on the comments. If you haven't left me a comment on That Dad Guy Answers yet for the last video, go back and do that. They come out Saturday, so if you get a comment in today, it'll make it in time for tomorrow's video. And I know I've got a few comments out there already, so that's great. I'll have things to talk about. Also, if you're interested in sending Ukrainian stamps, go ahead and send me a message either at RobertLennox on Instagram, or at RLennox through Postcrossing, or RobertLennox@gmail.com. All of those things are in the description of the video, so you can contact me that way if you want to get an address to send Ukrainian stamps, so I can continue to feature those for the project that I'm doing, which is bringing awareness through the postal system about Ukraine and what's happening there, and in the end, putting together a nice binder of stamps for my father for his collection where he didn't have any before. So that's what we've got. Now, I've only got one official postcard this week from Postcrossing. It comes from Russia. It comes from Nadia Edvedya, her son, and she's a teacher of English in southern Ukraine. Her son was very happy to know that I liked Star Wars and like Lego, because he does too. He asked the question, what is my favorite Star Wars character and what's my favorite Lego set? So my favorite Star Wars character is Boba Fett, even though he didn't have a huge role in the movies when I was watching them early on growing up. He did look cool. He had a jetpack, he had a missile shot of the back, he had armor, he had a helmet, so you didn't not really know what he looked like. He didn't talk very much, strong silent type. He had a cool ship, Slave One, and now he's got more of a role in modern day. You've got a TV show that's been out recently on Disney Plus, so that's cool to watch. And as far as Lego sets, the Millennium Falcon is a cool Lego set. Huge, massive build, but growing up it was the yellow castle. That's the one that I had. I still have it now to this day. The first castle set to come out in the late 70s. Enjoyed playing with it, and yeah, it's a nice little Lego set. Alright, let's move on to friend mail. So this is someone who reached out through Instagram to swap. She's from Sri Lanka. This is Dilkini, and sent this nice temple postcard. Show you the stamps on the back. My first Sri Lankan stamps. And if I forgot, there's the Russian stamps that were sent. So inside of this temple, they have the tooth relic, which is supposed to be a tooth of Buddha that you can go visit. So if you're in Sri Lanka and you see this temple, you can go see the tooth of Buddha. And they have other Buddhist ceremonies and things too that you can be a part of. So thank you so much for that postcard. The next postcard comes from Julianne in Germany, and she mentions that she lives in a apple area, so this time of year must be beautiful there, because I know that they're a couple weeks ahead as far as the growth, so they probably have apple blossoms already starting. As you could see from the earlier part of the video, the apple leaves are just starting on my tree now, so it won't be blossoms for a little while yet. Here, there you go. And then those are the stamps she chose from Germany. I really like this one. The ink, pen, and the paper. There we go. The next one comes from Media in Finland, and it's on a first day cover. I was grateful to have this and the beautiful stamp and the images that were in the postmark, but in order to put stuff inside of it, in order to get into it, I had to cut into the first day cover to get inside of it, so that's kind of disappointing, but I will still save it nonetheless. It is cool. I don't know how many people actually use first day covers to use them as envelopes, but that's what happened here, and it's such a beautiful stamp. So thank you, Media, for thinking of me for that. And inside she put this Lego postcard of the Ice Queen. She has that. She talked about name day in Finland. It's not something we have here, so there's not a day dedicated to Roberts out there or the other names that we have. So it's kind of cool that you do have that. And then she sent this one of the Northern Lights. Something I would love to see. I know you can see them in Canada in certain parts. We even could see them here in New Brunswick recently, but not where I am. Too many lights of the city, I guess, to see the beauty of that. But in Northern Canada, you certainly can. She included a stamp. And then the last card she sent was this one, a zoo in Helsinki of all the different animals. Some animals that you'd see in our zoos here too, and some that you don't. So yeah. So thank you, Media, for thinking of me and sending that first day cover and those postcards. Excuse me. The next one, also from her. So there are the finished stamps for this one. And inside, she's got this postcard from Riga. And she's had this postcard for 2.5 years. When last time she went to visit there. It's in Latvia. And she sent that on to me. And then recently she went to this amusement park. Enjoyed a nice cafe. It was a bit chilly when she was there, so I don't think she rode that ride. But she did get to go. So very cool. One thing I am not struggling with, but enjoying, is the heat on my head and the sun. So if there's any sort of shadow and things, sorry for that, but I really did want to be outside for this. Okay, the next envelope I have just arrived today. It comes from Michelle in the United Kingdom. She included all those stamps, none of which were canceled. So that's always nice too, because you get to enjoy the full stamp without a black mark through them or someone putting a pen mark through it. She's decorated with Star Wars. Michelle is super crafty, and so is her daughter, and I'm going to get to that after too. But Michelle lives in Somerset, and so she did that envelope. And inside, she created this envelope out of paper. I love when she sends things like this. I love to see the creativity of them. She made a homemade Lego Star Wars video game type card, and I love the border around it. Super creative. And she did another one. So putting things that I enjoy together and creating postcards. So that is actually a postcard that I could send off to somebody else. The other one has writing on the back of it, so I can't do that with that. And then she sent a Star Wars postcard. Supreme Leader Snoke. And then Maz, also Star Wars. Both blank. So technically, I guess I could send them off to someone else. We'll see. Probably will though, because that's what I like to do. If a blank card comes my way, I want to send it off back into the world so someone else can enjoy it. So I will enjoy getting them now, and I appreciate it, Michelle, for thinking of me, sending me some postcards. Certainly postcards I don't have here, and themes that I do like. But I'm gonna send them off to someone, and I'll give you credit for it too, especially the handmade one. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you for the creativity. Thank you for thinking of me and sharing the postcards. All right, the next one comes from Michelle, but through Katie, her daughter, and these are Katie's creations. So very cool. And so if you want to see other creations by Katie, you have to go on Instagram, and she is Daisy Doodle Boodles, and I'm going to put that in the description of the video, so you'll have that. But it's Daisy, DAISY _DOODLES _BOODLES. Daisy Doodles Boodles and Katie. And there are the stamps. Not canceled. Just noticing that. So very cool. Thank you, Katie. And she wanted me to share this off, which I have already through Instagram. So that's gone out, and now it's in the video. So She's getting double shout outs, and I think she deserves it, so way to go. Also, congratulations on getting your driver's license. I heard that you just got that as well, so thanks, Katie. And drive safely. My daughter is driving now. She's 18, so she's had her license for a little bit, but my son is just going through the driving procedures now in the manual, so he'll be next up, I guess. All right, another Star Wars card. Here we go. This one comes from Kathy. She sent this. This is from California. What's really cool about this is these are all the issues of Star Wars stamps that came out at the time, turned into a postcard, and she's included some of them here as the postage. So how cool is that? So thank you, Kathy, for thinking of me that way. It is a very cool card, and I like the fact that the stamps match the card. Mr. Hedgehog. So this one comes from Helen and PEI. She was trying to find a hedgehog card for polo, and she did. And she thought maybe I'd already had this one. I don't, so it's cool. She's covered all the bases. There she's put the Canadian domestic rate stamp on it. It's been a very Star Wars week. I think because May the 4th has just recently come and gone, and sometimes mail takes a little longer, but here's a real long one of 3CPO and Chewbacca in the Millennium Falcon, and it's from Melanie in Quebec. May the 4th be with you. And cool stamp too. This is an older stamp from Canada's 150th birthday. So thank you very much for that. That was a little while ago, 1982. I don't think that stamp came out in 1982, did it? I'd have to check that. Maybe it did. The reason I'm doubting it is because there's a P on it. I think maybe the maple leaf one, and then this is a retro stamp that came as a result, because the P postage rate did come into effect back in 1982. That was something more modern. Okay, with that being said, let's move on. So this one comes from Petra in the UK. We've got some Rolling Stone stamps there. And inside, Petra has this postcard sent. Some of her vacation postcards from when she was in Portugal. Asked if I've ever been to Portugal. I haven't. It was on my list at one point in time. We talked about going, and something happened in the world, and we didn't end up getting to go. We probably had some financial difficulties or something. Something happened anyways in life, as things tend to do, that upset the plans that you have. Looks very nice though. Fernando in Portugal too. I see things from him, and looks like he's got a great country, beautiful food there. And speaking of food, she's included some recipes. Spinata falafel or Mediterranean salad. And this one looks yummy. So on the back, gives you the instructions on how to do it. These instructions though are not in English, so they're going to be very difficult for me to recreate, but still cool. But this one I could do, I think. This is a bee sting cupcake, and everything in the back is in English. So I could try to recreate that one, and it looks yummy. It says prep and cook times about 45 minutes. And it says a popular cake in Germany. It says it's an alteration to the bee sting cupcake. All right, looks good. We'll have to give it a try. And then on top of that, she's included some German stamps from when she went back. Even though she lives in the UK now, she's originally from Germany. So she included some German stamps. And I may show you those a little up close in a better way. The lighting right now, the way I am outside, you really can't see them very well. So I will look at maybe in a stamp video, show you what Petra sent in her German stamp. The next one comes from Lewis, he's the United Arab Emirates. You'll see that there's a little bit of an edit right there. Normally I go straight through, but I put this envelope up and realized that I hadn't covered over his address, so I wanted to make sure I did him right and covered that up. So there are the stamps. These three are all the same, so I'm just showing them up close here. And inside, there's postcard this time around, but Star Wars stickers. Sheets of Star Wars stickers. So he beautifully decorates all his postcards, and now I've got some stickers that I can decorate some of mine back. Little baby Grogu, baby Yoda as you may know him as. So all that stuff. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you for sharing all those stickers. Wow, so I've got a lot more things now I can use on the postcard to decorate for all those people that like Star Wars. The next one comes from Kristen in Texas. Just arrived today. Nice book cover. Little Marilyn Monroe. Maybe the autobiography of her. So there we go. And then there are the stamps. Cool. So thank you for sending that off. She says thank you for showing off places that she's never been. So maybe the trip to Nova Scotia that I just had, and the videos that if you haven't seen those, go back and have a look in the catalog. I was in Halifax working for a few days, so I did some videos around Halifax. So it's nice to be able to show off things here in Atlantic Canada. Next one comes from our friend Jilly B, and we have this postcard of a woman hard at work during the air raids that were happening in London during the Second World War, and she's included the matching stamps to go with the postcard. She got this recently. I don't remember seeing it, so it's very cool. Hope I haven't missed one of her videos. I will have to go back and look, because I don't remember her showing this one off, or maybe she didn't. Maybe this is just a surprise card for me. I appreciate it either way, Jilly. Thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me and sending me the matching stamps to go with the postcard. Okay, the next one comes from Kristen in Sweden. 2 stamps that have not been canceled. Nice beautiful flowers. And postcard. Writing letters and things, pen paling. So that's cool. And inside, she has sent things for a video to be done later, but with all the Ukrainian love hearts on the front, you can tell what kind of video it's going to be, and Kristen has been one of the best ones for sending things for those stamp videos, so stay tuned for that one. I also have another thing that this came from Linda in Georgia. She sent this envelope with those stamps, nice big $1 stamp there, heavily postmarked. I think of the word, my brain is baking out here. And she sent a happy post-crossing with the American flag postcard, and on the back we have a Canadian flag and a dove of peace for the Ukraine. She also found a blank card that she sent, but it is U2 Joshua Tree. How cool is that? I don't know how many of you fans are, or how many people are fans of U2, but I certainly am. And this is another one that will be a pleasure to send off to someone else, but I will enjoy it until that time comes. And she has sent a pack of stamps as well, so there's going to be a video on what Linda sent, and there'll be a video on what Kristen sent, and they're going to be 2 different videos, so they are 2 different countries of stamps. And then I will show you those German ones too. Probably will show you the German ones with what Linda sent. Not that they're matching countries, but I think they'll go better together. All right, so that is what I have for today. Tomorrow, like I said, is going to be That Dad Guy Answers, so get your question in on the last video if you want to have me answer one of your questions. On Sunday, I'll have some post-crossing to do. I've got a few cards to write up, some to respond to some of these people, and I think I've got 2 official ones that I can rate this week too. So a few of my cards are still reaching their destination. I'm still waiting for them to come back, but like I had a couple weeks ago, I had a whole bunch of cards show up all within like a 2-week period after having a drought for 3 weeks. So it ebbs and flows. You just have to be patient with it. It will come eventually. I'm going to pick this up again. Whew. And I'm going to enjoy the sun. Hopefully you guys are going to have beautiful weather where you are, and you can enjoy your weekend that is to come. And for now, stay safe. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?